We have lost so much of our backbone. We don't even know who we are, that it is the world that is dictating what actually standards should be for us. Standards of fashion, standard of what it means to be successful. So the average man is put under pressure because it is that pressure that is the right atmosphere for temptation. This is why the devil took Jesus to an exceeding high mountain. The reason for that is to give him a sight. He says from there, he showed him the glories of this world and the riches thereof. On account of these things you have seen, he said, bow before me. The reason for all of this deceitfulness of riches and the vanities that is put on your gaze regularly is so that a suggestion can follow it. So that you can be put in a situation where the craving, the yearning. Many of you, you are on campus, you are already studying. Some of you are graduating. Some of you, are in your final year. And if you don't pay attention to the things I'm sharing with you, these things will collide with you very soon. The cares of this world is one of the tools that I know Satan has used to plunge many people into strange paths. From the lady who is sleeping around, who have a legitimate excuse that nobody cares for her. So she's doing this not because she likes it, but because she has to pay her bills. The cares of this world. To the guy who is busy defrauding people, violating spiritual laws, putting people in misery, and even fraternizing with strange altars because he wants monetary gain. When you ask him, he will have legitimate explanation. This is why. When you look at the undertone, there is only one thing pushing them recklessly into the path of damnation. It is the cares of this world. This is why, if you are going to have any level of impact, if you are going to have any level of progress, there is one thing you must do first. You must deny yourself. I love what our sister made reference to. He says, who is it that wants to come after me? Let him deny himself. Take up his cross and follow me. When I look at the state of things, it becomes obvious that we don't have laborers. There are no laborers. Even the holy altars have been compromised. The average young ministers have his priorities wrong. His essence for committing himself to the plow, his essence for saying yes to Jesus, his essence for answering the call has been compromised. The average young man is in a frantic chase of popularity, a helpless chase for material increase. And what we rate success in ministry as now is by the rating, by the metrics of these falling systems of the world. So much so that if you look at the motivation behind why many people came to the altar, it is all a personal and a self-driven enterprise. It is about me, myself, and I. The love for the lost has for a long while been eroded from the curriculum that mentored us. So everybody is chasing one personal ambition or another. You will know these things by the emphasis that is in our messages. You will know these things by the emphasis that is captured in our utterance. When the message becomes how to do well, how to prosper, how to increase, keys to favor, everything is pointing back to you. There was no time, even our prayer labor, no time devoted to cry for the conversion of souls. So the cord that kept them bound cannot be broken. Because it is not your message that converts sinners. It is actually the prayer enterprise that has been done on behalf of their soul. Because there is a warfare lodged in the spirit world that must be fought through prayer before. If prayer is done well, even if an apostle show up, an evangelist show up, sinners can cry for their sin. I entered a bus some months ago and I sat down inside a public transport and the lady by my side began to cry. I knew that somebody has prayed for her salvation. I have not said anything. I just sat down. She began to sob for her sins. Then she asked me, sir, are you a pastor? I said, yes, I'm a pastor. I knew that day is the day of her salvation. The reason why she is like that is because somebody has labored. Let this one not perish. Lord, arrest this one. While that prayer was being done, the heaven began to look for a way that a physical vessel and her will enter the same space. The only excuse now is a person that will just lead her to Christ. But the labor that will convert her soul is gotten in the altar of prayer. Only there can men be won. This is why, if you are looking at the hardness of heart that is in our generation, the average young man, the average young woman have no need, no regard, no desire for God. Because even when they come to the church, there is nothing leaving the altar that actually convicts them of their sins. Everybody is trying to make one gain or another. In a generation that Satan has gained a foothold, what will be the lot of the people that God will conscript into his agenda? Because if you look carefully, and don't be deceived, the reason why you are born again right now and you are saved, and you are even wearing a tie and enjoying yourself, is because a generation labored. Every generation have their own prophets. And when you look at the generation of Daddy Kumui, Pastor Iye Adeboye, Daddy Oyedepo, when you look at them carefully, you will see that of a truth, they brought witness to their generation. It is in their generation that they, by their labor, have risen and they have planted the banner of Jesus. It has become evident. Now, they are not the ones to do the work in our own generation, because they will fade away with their generation. When their days are numbered, they will carry their own labor with them into the great beyond. Now, your own generation, the number of persons who are walking and have pledged allegiance to Jesus is actually in an all-time low, and it does not grip your heart. There is nothing that offends you as long as you are doing well. As long as there's money in your bank account, your own family is thriving, there is nothing that actually pricks your heart that the world is plunging towards deeper layers of corruption. It is because of matters like this. That's why certain people deny themselves of the advantages of development and went into rural areas so that the lost can be reached. When you look at their life, at the evening phase of their life is ridden with all kinds of scars from families that were put under very, very hard situation because of a love for souls. To those who died in the land of Plateau, I read about some of the stories of the missionaries whose graves are still there in Plateau State. Do you know that some of them actually made a request? Let their remains not be carried away from their mission field. They insisted that they are buried here in Africa. They died, many of them, of malaria. They died and they knew it was a death sentence coming here. But if it will by any chance translate into the winning of souls, if light can enter a territory, onward they go. That backbone, that commitment, that doggedness, that giving yourself totally to the agenda of God is greatly lacking in our generation. And so, as Satan continues to make us self-driven, self-centered, that is the more we don't have the capacity to prosecute the demands of God for our life. I need somebody to pray for 1 minute wherever you are. Here am I, oh God. Send me. Send me. I will go. Send me. Send me.